A nice 1, 2. Yeah? On the plie. Another thing, can I just give you focuses, please? So it's really important because... My name is Alesandra Seutin. I'm an Afropean dance artist, researching daily, growing and constantly sharing. I'm Afro-eclectic. I applied for the Trailblazer to help me in the development of my movement vocabulary and choreographic skills, with the intention of using the funding to resource my performance, creation and education practice. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Arms, yeah? Straight away, boom. The arms here, palm down. I traveled to Senegal, Africa, to train at the renowned École des Sables, led by Germaine Acogny, the mother of African contemporary dance, in a project called Creating the Future. The project is about bringing together artists from Africa and the African diaspora and work with teachers from contemporary dance and African traditional dance in order to share, practice and learn traditional dances. Whilst I was there, I had to learn 24 traditional dances as there were people from 24 countries. It was an amazing experience dancing around other 42 bodies, and the energy and electricity in the dance studio was something that I cannot even begin to share, and I cannot even begin to remember having in the UK. The studios were quite challenging because we were in different studios every day. There was a studio with sand, filled of sand, and we had to dance and turn and go to the floor and feel the energy and the grounding and balance in a sand studio. It's almost like dancing on the beach, and it was quite challenging and difficult. And we also had a normal studio, so the balance between the sand and the lino was amazing experience. It was very interesting in terms of the senses in your body and how it felt dancing in the sand and then dancing on a normal floor. This experience has enriched me in so many ways. Personally, as a woman, I feel like I know my identity as an artist as well. But firstly, as a woman, I'm clear about who I am. I believe I'm an Afropean because I'm African rooted, but I'm also European in the sense that I live in Europe and I've grown in Europe. But I'm also very rooted in my African tradition. Therefore, this is something that I also wish to bring in my work and want to create and keep growing, that sense of biracial and also living in different worlds. I've also found my identity as an artist, working in traditional and contemporary forms. The idea of merging both of them is something that I just want to keep growing with, and L'École des Sables has given me so much more than just a training, but it's given me life skills, it's given me opportunities to meet other artists working in the same forms as me, but also opportunities to create future collaborations and future ideas too. I feel like I'm so much richer from getting the Trailblazer. So much richer as a woman, so much richer as an artist, so much richer as a mother, so much richer as a teacher, so much richer as a choreographer.
My name is Patten, and I'm a choreographer, dancer, filmmaker, and artistic director of Chromanti Arts. I applied to Trailblazers as having originally trained in traditional African and Caribbean music and dance. Over the years, I've developed a more contemporary style. Trailblazers provided the opportunity for me to consolidate the traditional and contemporary aspects of my work through film. It also allowed me the possibility to travel to Jamaica and shadow Monica Lawrence and Stella Morris Dance Company, observing her more formal approach to choreography, taking material from field to stage. The dance hall links to the traditional forms, both the traditional African and the traditional Caribbean. As you can see within the spiritual form of Kumina, the elements of dance hall are evident. Trailblazers enabled me to go to Nigeria for the Lagos Black Heritage Festival, and there, as well as teaching and participating within the dance workshop, I was able to see a lot of the masquerade tradition. Particularly this tradition is where they use the fire, and it has a lot of magic and the spiritual element, which is really what I was interested in. This insight I'm now utilizing in uncovering the masking processes which exist within Jamaican dance hall. It has also assisted my PhD research on dancehall in Jamaica. Looking at the dancehall, I'm starting to see the subversions where it turns things on its head. In terms of the dance itself, you can begin to see where the gender issues come into play. And also, you start to see where people are challenging what is viewed as the norm and creating a whole way of viewing and seeing the world from their own perspective.
My name is Annette Walker. I'm a hoofer, otherwise known as a tap dancer. I was looking for opportunities for support of several tap-related ideas when I came across the Trailblazer Fellowship. Part of my project was to actually work with musicians through development, finding out how tap dancers work with the band. And I came across an intensive by a tap dancer, professional tap dancer that I knew, who had a 2-week intensive in New York. So I signed up for that and went over there. The intensive was for just 20 participants, and everyone else were all teachers and professionals. We were all expected to work through technique classes and to work with the musicians and to work as musicians too. So they were playing on the instruments as well as playing the tap. Some of them had been going to the intensive for 20 years, like every year, and others like me, it was their first or their second time. I was really fortunate to find a trio whose focus was to work with tap dance. The drummer was learning tap dance. The pianist had already played for tap dancers in the past. The first sessions I had with the band were for gigs, and one of them was at Ronnie Scott's for the Women in Jazz Week. I was invited by the trio to play with several other female musicians, and we had a ball. When I returned to London and I went to the Hoofers Lounge, which is an opportunity for tap dancers to work with musicians, I was very pleased after working with a trio of jazz musicians that one of the musicians came up to me and said, "Wow, you think like a musician," which was actually the focus of my project. to be thinking and being the space as a musician, not just as a dancer.
My name is Ithalia Forel. I am a dance artist based in Liverpool, co-director of Movema, a Whale dance company. As part of Movema and outside of that role, I also coordinate Liverpool's community youth dance programme, which is supported by Liverpool Youth Service. The reason I applied for Trailblazers Award, it was to gain confidence as a Caribbean dance artist and to be able to develop and deliver Caribbean dance in Liverpool by gaining a deeper understanding of Caribbean dance forms, styles and techniques. One of the elements of my Trailblazers Awards involved bringing Thomas Presto over from Norway, which was an amazing weekend of Caribbean dance, not only for dance professionals but for youth dance in Liverpool.
I always found that it was kind of going to the roots, but use it in a contemporary way, if I can say so. I saw a lot of hip-hop influences, so for me it was just like I could use that to work with young people.
Thomas brought a wealth of knowledge about Caribbean dance forms and their origins. So we focused a lot on Congolese dance forms, showing how calypso movement is all originated from the hips. He also told us the links with the geographical locations of Africa and how the movements are accentuated in those different parts. So the West, a lot of arm movement, chest movement, and with Central Africa, the Congo, a lot of hip movement. So that really made that connection for me in the movement and in the history.
I'm going to use the techniques again with all different styles like pop and all hip-hop styles, and throw it in and see what happens.
I felt like I need to go back to history again, history of the dance, and it's so much in there, and just watching a little bit more of my culture, being a French Caribbean, we might have something different to add to it. So.
Not long after being awarded as Trailblazer 2009, I was on tour with Cynthia Oliver from winter 2009, which allowed me to work with 5 other artists from the Caribbean or linked with the Caribbean, and the whole performance was based on Caribbean identity. It's called Ruptured Calypso, Rigga-digga-dim-da-bamba-day, which was a great experience for me on a personal and on a artistic level. So during my years as Trailblazer, I've got to work with great pioneers in Caribbean dance, and I think this has allowed me to be able to add to what I can deliver as a Caribbean artist and educator. Being involved with Movema, we've delivered a whale dance programme over the summer, which was launched at Africa OEA, reaching out to over 20,000 people, and it was really good to be able to feel confident, more confident in what I was delivering, more precise in the content of the workshop, to be able to share that with the general public.